Hi, everyone. Today on Let's Chat with Tonya Lightborn, we converse with my guest, Darel Clayton, and we talk about balancing it all. Let's Chat starts now. And we're live. It's another Friday, and we are here with one of my faves. I call her a boy mom. Well, she is a boy mom. She is a world traveler. She is Ella's daughter. I've heard that that's what she's been called most of her life.
That's my
She
friend.
is, I know, she is a home decor stylist. She is a wife. I think she's a fashionista. Ladies and gents, please welcome Darel Clayton.
Thank you, Tanya. It is so wonderful to be here, but I must do this. For me to see and hear you, I've got to put these on. Then, like, everything comes into focus.
And that's okay.
I can see clearly and I can talk clearly now.
And that's okay. Awesome. It's so great to have you. I think this has been in the making for at least a few weeks.
Yes, at least a few weeks.
Yeah, because every time, true story, every time I reached out, well, initially I reached out to Darel and she says, absolutely, like I'd love to do it, etc., etc. And then when the date and time came,
Something
I'm traveling. Oh,
or I'm not here. I'm not going to be
yeah,
here. And then your
yeah,
busy schedule, something was with.
yes,
But as they say, nothing before its time.
correct. The stars aligned and we've been able to do this. I'm super excited that you're here because I mean, I feel like our sessions run the gamut. Like we talk to younger moms, we talk to more seasoned moms, we talk to moms who are winging it, who have it all under control. Well, I don't even know if we ever really have it under control.
Well,
I saw me. Uh-huh, go ahead. Go ahead.
like those other moms, I'm winging it too.
I was about to say, first of all, we're in a pandemic. And I saw a meme that said, I'm winging everything, dinner,
Oh,
my eyeliner, like I'm just winging it all.
yes.
How have you been?
I have been good. I really have, given the circumstances of
Hmm.
everything that we're going through.
Yeah.
I take it day by day.
Hmm.
And honestly, I'm learning from this because there's some
Yeah.
things I'm like, I am winging it. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But day by day, Tanya,
Yeah. One day at a time.
one day at a time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Darel.
Okay.
Tell us who is Darel Clayton.
Who is Darel Clayton?
Hmm.
Okay, as I start, my boys will say, "Oh, mommy." I'm mom. I think first and foremost that comes to my mind. But for right now, I would say Darel is a young woman who is growing a little bit more. I've
Hmm.
stepped into this realm of a business in terms of with
Yeah.
home and Bluestone Home, and
Hmm.
I'm growing into this or transitioning into this aspect of me. And it's sitting comfortable, and I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I am mom. I am wife. I am sister, friend. All that it encompasses, um, I think, as being me it's a lot. But I
Yeah.
embrace. Yeah.
Yeah. This chapter feels good, eh?
Yes, I think that's why I'm focusing just on this. This chapter for right now as to where I am. It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally understand. Even amidst what's happening around the world, one day it's up, one day it's down, we just have to take it one day at a time.
And one
So,
of the things you asked to me in terms of with my boys with parenting, especially with what's going on right now,
hmm,
I tell them to be present in the moment of what the world is going through. Because what is
absolutely.
happening now has never happened before. It's unprecedented. And this is going to be
Yeah,
your life story, probably longer than it is for mine. And to document it, to write it, to be present in
yeah,
the good and the bad parts of it. But
Mm-hmm.
that's incredibly important to me, especially for my boys. I said, just be present in this moment.
Yeah. Tell us about your upbringing. Like, what was your childhood like?
Oh, it was a wonderful childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember a lot of family time, and my grandmother, Grandma Maisie, was the
Mm-hmm.
pivotal matriarch of our family.
Mm-hmm.
And she, honestly, I spent a lot of time with her, and she groomed uh, me in, and I saw her
Yeah.
grooming me and grooming my mom, and she took care of the whole family. But it was a time of where I think, yeah, a lot of time with grandma. My mom, we did a lot of things together because my mom was a single mom for part of it, so it was just a lot of us in that closeness and bond.
Mm-hmm.
And with my brothers and sisters, oh my gosh, just shenanigans and silliness all the time.
Wow.
A very close knit family. So
Yeah. And how many siblings do you have?
I have two brothers, Mark and Warren, and a
Mm-hmm.
sister, Antonelle Davis. Clayton. What start
Oh,
Antonelle Davis, Antonelle Sultani.
she'd be like, "Ma'am,
No,
I'm
that's
no longer single." Oh,
right
wow.
in the middle there. I'm the third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us something like so about you.
Yes.
If you could have dinner with any four women in the world, who would it be and
Oh my
why?
gosh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to have dinner. This is an obvious one with Oprah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, of course.
I
Mother O.
Mother O.
Yes.
I honestly would like to have dinner with um, Joanna Gaines because I love her sense of style of everything home.
I please invite me. I just want to be a fly on the wall.
That's a must. And I think the third person would be Mother Teresa because I need to learn that
Mm,
graciousness and that humbleness, and
yeah.
I think I need some of her to channel that into me. And
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so that's three. And the third person I think I would like to have dinner with um, would be honestly Michelle Obama because she's such a powerhouse of,
Same.
oh my gosh, those
Same.
are my three women. It was,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So we know that you are a boy mom. Um, tell us, tell us one interesting fact about each of your boys.
Oh wow, my children are chalk and cheese, yin and yang, complete
Hmm.
opposites,
Total opposites?
total opposites. I
Wow.
one child, Andrea Scuba Steve, who is free spirited. Um,
Hmm.
he made an interesting point to a teacher one time. She said, Andreas, if you look at the glass, is it half full or is it half empty? And he would
Yes.
be, it doesn't matter. We have something to drink. It doesn't matter if it's half full or half.
Wow. I like that.
He sees the world.
Hmm.
Incredibly optimistic, rose colored glasses. His glass is full with something, whether it's optimism or pessimism.
Wow.
Gianluca is my strong willed lion child. He is such a leader and a
Yeah.
leader, especially with sports. He is an avid soccer player,
Hmm.
and his perfection and zest for the sport and the game um, just at 13, it's incredible for me.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I admire him for that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the 13-year-old has taken on my OCD. So with that, he's incredibly organized.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a trait of being a leader, but I have one who's free spirited and let the wind blow, and the other one who is that much more organized and controlled.
Wow. No, I believe you because so obviously I have two girls, and they are totally opposite. So Layla is more mild mannered. She is. definitely OCD. Um, she speaks her mind, but you would have to get into that mode with her.
with her. Yeah.
And then the toddler,
Miss Riley, I've met Miss Riley.
OMG,
She has two
she
hands.
is, you have to be careful what you speak about, what you speak into existence in general, but she is very strong-willed
Yes.
and she likes her own way
Yes.
and she's very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that's going to play out in the next few years, but
And
this is the foundation we're working with.
Riley got that from strong-willed, focused, and speaks her mind. Hmm.
She might have gotten that from dad. Well, a mix of both. But to be strong-willed right out the gate, that wasn't me. That's definitely, that's Danny. Power and child, like they say,
Yes.
for sure. So, Darel, I want to say that you haven't had the typical Bahamian girl growing up, like, well, growing up, yes, but once you would have graduated high school and you decided, okay, I want to go off and I want to study, you went off to school. So I want you to tell us a little bit about that. And then I guess maybe let's kind of, in a nutshell, chat about your journey from the time you um, left college, or a little bit about college, and then up to the time that you got married.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I I just started school at the University of Guelph in, it's about an hour out of Toronto. But then I
Mm-hmm.
then transferred to school in the US and I completed my first degree, which was a Bachelor of Science in Gerontology.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back home and I worked it very briefly in that because it was a
Mm-hmm.
field that no one knew where to place me. What is a gerontologist? What does he
Yeah.
or she do? And I kind of had to chart and find my way. And I worked very briefly in the field of
Yeah.
gerontology. And then I started working at a bank. And I enjoyed that. I worked my way through there for about 4 years. And I was home about 4 years after Carlos, and then I got married.
Yeah.
And I literally, Tanya, I got married on a Saturday. And Sunday, the next day, I was in a new country with my new husband. I had
Wow.
never been to Amsterdam before. We had a
Yeah.
long distance relationship for 2 years, and I had
Mm-hmm.
just started working, so I couldn't take like long holidays. However, he always
Right.
was convenient for him to come here. So I
Mm-hmm.
trusted on blind faith and love, and
Yeah.
yep, went to Europe. Didn't speak the language. Don't know where I was living. All I know is living with this man, and
Uh-huh. Nobody round the corner.
nobody around the corner. But one interesting thing, which was incredible,
Uh-huh.
in Amsterdam, I lived on the street. It was called Nassau Kade. So I lived on
Oh.
Nassau Street. And I just felt
Yes.
like this was a sign that I was supposed to have.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Then I immersed myself into the culture of
Mm-hmm.
the Netherlands. There was a part of me I wanted to be Dutch. I didn't want to be, oh, you're foreign.
Yeah.
So I immediately went back to school and I did my
Mm-hmm.
master's degree in economics.
Mm-hmm.
I think from being around in a college campus and learning, I learned the language, I learned everything about the culture. And
Yeah.
I worked there briefly. I traveled
Wow.
extensively during those years. I
Yeah. Because when you're in Europe, everything is like a train ride away.
it's a train ride away, or even it got to the point it got so cheap. I'm not paying no more than $20 to go to London. I mean, EasyJet makes everything
No way.
accessible. Yes, and you take your backpack and you go. I had a little bit more than a backpack, so I
Of
let
course.
the suitcase.
Yeah. Wow. No,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
I traveled extensively, and I absolutely love and enjoy the culture, the simplicity and easiness of life in up. I did.
Yeah. And did you miss home at all, or are you such a travelista that, like you just kind of put things in perspective? Like, okay, I'll see my family on this day. We plan to travel back home. Or were you like, uh, like this is where I'm at now. Let me just take advantage of it.
Exactly as you said, this is where I am
Mm-hmm.
now, and I took full advantage of it. I mean, I've never lost sight of home or anything like that,
Yeah.
but when I'm in the moment of where I am, like if I was in
Mm-hmm.
Greece, I was in Greece. I mean, I became Greek. That's how
Yeah.
badly. That's how I in
Right.
place, and I just always knew that home was there, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I take it all in.
Wow, that's amazing. So you are raising boys.
Yes.
Tell
Oh,
us a little bit about your parenting style and what's been your greatest challenge.
oh boy, my parenting style. I know
Yeah.
my parenting style is a work in progress. There's
And that's okay.
there's no book for this. There is, and you
No,
have to parent each child differently. I
absolutely.
one way with Gianluca, but with Andrea, I
hmm
have to be a totally different mom.
Yeah.
My my style is that of respect, manners, fairness, and
hmm
always being your brother's keeper. All
Yeah.
right. Yes. And you do your part and be accountable. These are
hmm
all things I try to instill with my children. Um,
hmm
as my
hmm
mom would say, y'all parent different. That's
For
how.
sure, because that's one of the things I was gonna get to with your parent. I'm sure your parenting style is different from your mom's.
Yeah. But I do
Yeah.
find myself when I'm in the moment of something, go, oh, that's exactly what my mom said to me. I was like,
You
oh,
become your mother.
I've become Ella, so
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. But
No, not at all.
grow up as worldly citizen, humble, gracious men,
hmm
making a part in doing this difference in the world. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm channeling them in that direction the best way I can.
Yeah. That's so awesome. So we said your parenting style and what's been your greatest challenge. I don't want to say struggle because, you know, I'd say challenge, your greatest challenge.
Greatest challenge with parenting?
hmm Yes.
I think
Raising boys.
challenge with parenting is not wanting to fight their battles and letting them
Mm,
do it, letting them find their way. As a
yeah.
parent, you always want to fix it and make it right, or if something happens, I want to just jump in and take care of it so they don't feel
Yeah.
the hurt of it. Or that's my challenge, letting them find their way and do it
hmm
themselves, and I don't fix everything for them.
Wow. Yeah. That is something. And they're boys too, right?
Yeah,
So, you
that's
know,
Andres is 10 and still can't probably tie his shoes very well.
because you're tying them.
I'm tying them, or I've bought the strap on shoes for all these years. Like, you don't need to tie your shoes, just strap it
Just
on.
Velcro. Yeah. Just Velcro. Yeah. You'll learn it someday, like on your own.
He's like, Mom, I'm 13 and I can't tie my shoes.
Oh my goodness. But you know what? I spoke to another parent who was joking the other day, and he was like, you know what? I don't think my boys can cross the street by themselves.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
was like, but we used to walk up and down to the store that can, well, not probably not a food store, but like to a convenience store. We used to walk home, sometimes from home, from the neighbor. I mean, even if the neighbor was like either here or like down the road, because we didn't just play in our uh immediate yard, right? We knew everybody like up the street.
I mean, back when I was growing up, it was truly that sense of community and being in
hmm
a village. And you
Yeah,
readily, you walk to Miss Gardner's house, or you walk to Miss Gibbs' house, and
yeah,
those same standards and stuff that were in your home, oh, that was expected in Mrs. Gibbs. And you just rolled
correct.
independently, and I miss that. I think
Yeah.
I miss that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my kids are able to have that, but I think
Yeah.
childhood, I think that is so important of having that freedom and liberty to be able to.
Yeah. You know what I often wonder? So right now we think, so I may think, okay, wow, it might be not dangerous. I mean, we think we live in dangerous times. We do. But I
Mm.
wonder often if our parents thought that way as well. Like when we walked down the road to the neighbor's house, were they, even if it was just a little bit fearful that, okay, something could happen, let
You
me
know,
just not let her go down the road?
and Tanya, this is a different time than,
For sure.
I'm not going to say my age.
Yeah.
How, of how I don't remember having in me that fear of leaving my grandmother's home and walking
Yeah.
to the neighbors. So it's interesting. I don't know if it depends on where they are. My
I
kids,
guess. Yeah.
and in raising them, it's always stranger danger. Don't talk to this person. Be, wary
Hmm.
and mindful of this. And can I say I remember being told that? No, it was just you walked out the front door.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you came back, like, before it got dark.
You better.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You know,
mean, but yeah, like my point is that you were allowed, you could just free reign. You could go anywhere because we know that you're somewhere safe
hey,
versus now we don't want them to go in the yard.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unsupervised. But that's wow, that is interesting. So tell us a little bit about, you mentioned that you went, you finished college, got married, traveled or been traveling, and so the point where you decided, okay, I think it's time to come back home.
Yes. 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 My suitcase, even though I'm home, is always packed. I'm always ready to go.
Yeah.
But growing the boys in Europe was something for me that I wanted them to experience, and
Yeah.
they still have experienced it with us going over the course of the years. But it was just
Mm-hmm.
us, and the children were
Yeah.
not there with family. And I want
Right.
them to grow up and have that experience of going to grandma's house. I mean, I had it where I went to my grandmother's house on a Saturday and we had
Yeah.
pancakes and growing up
Mm-hmm.
around their cousins. So in
Mm-hmm.
Amsterdam, it was just us, and I wanted that community and family feel for them. And that was
Yeah.
largely the basis of why we came back home, that they could grow up around family.
Yeah, because you wanted family. You want them to be around family. You wanted them to have island morals and values. And I know in our conversation prior to today, you mentioned wanting them to have an education or wanting them to be educated here.
Yes, yes. I
Hmm.
wanted my children to be raised, not raised, sorry, educated in the Catholic school system. That I know it
Yeah,
started with that.
yeah,
Um, I highly respect it. It is done well by me, and it's something I wanted for them. And I wanted them to
yeah,
also go through, their first communion, their confirmation, those
yeah,
sacraments. And though we could have done that there, still I didn't have that family aspect for them to be celebrated in that as well.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that was one of the main things for me.
yeah. Because I mean, we could do
There
those things anywhere.
I
Hmm.
find, and I can say this, children that grow up in the Caribbean are so well mannered. Yeah,
For sure,
so
for
well.
sure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even when we think they aren't as well mannered as we would like them to be, somehow when they're outside of our presence or we go other places, all of a sudden the manners just trickle in.
yes. That was very, very important to me, and I
Hmm.
I find it with us in growing up, and
Hmm.
even seeing it as a parent.
Yeah,
Caribbean children are so well mannered. Yeah,
for sure, for sure. Wow, that's awesome. So you return home,
I returned home. Mhm.
and there's something called a referendum with regards to children. who of Bahamian moms and citizenship.
Yes.
Tell me your feelings on that, because that I know that is still a touchy subject, and there's been so much expressed about it. You know how unfortunate it is, and that it needs to change.
I do remember it clearly, and it was, and voting when it was for that, that if you
Hmm.
are married to a foreigner and your children were born outside of the Bahamas, they were not entitled to a Bahamian passport or citizenship or something of that nature. And
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I'm Bahamian. I was born here.
Yeah.
I'm just as much a
A
parent and a,
Bahamian.
exactly, period. How
Yeah, for sure.
can have no status or no anything in here? And
Yeah.
it was quite a lengthy process in
Yeah.
getting the children to have
Yeah.
Bahamian status and passport here. It was really
Yeah.
quite daunting, and like I
Yeah.
don't understand for why that couldn't come about, But
Yeah. 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 I think now it's a new day.
yes,
And so, fingers crossed that with the ushering in of a new day, with the ushering in of women taking their place now in Parliament, that a lot of things will change. Like
oh
I have faith that a lot of things will be, or the process will begin.
oh, absolutely, yeah,
Because I don't think there's any way that all of those women are there. I think it's seven,
yes,
that all of them are present and have a presence there as well, that certain things won't change. I'm sure if nothing else, they will definitely get the ball rolling.
oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for
Seven
sure.
women and seven voices in there. There's going to be a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
There's going to be.
Lot Some rumbling.
Yeah.
How would you say your boys adjusted from the European culture to the Bahamian culture?
Well, they both came when they were incredibly young. Uh,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
so they kind of just, it was an easy transition for them.
Mm-hmm.
However, we do spend a lot of time back, I still say home, back home in Europe. So they kind of get the best of both worlds, but home is basically here for them. But they
Yeah.
came very young. So as far as they
Mm-hmm.
know, this has always been home.
This is home. Wow. Speaking of home, so in our conversation, you also mentioned that when in moving back home, you totally immersed yourself in motherhood. There
Yes.
was no going back to, I don't know, someone's job, which is fine, like if that's the path that you had chosen, but you decided to totally immerse yourself in motherhood and making sure the boys were fully acclimated, et cetera, et cetera. Getting them into schools and just having them settle, because that's important. They were coming from one culture to the next, or one country to the next. Okay.
Making, I was going to say 250, and those two
Uh-huh.
kids will be coming in on this interview in any second now. So,
Right, right. No, no, that's fine. These are informal sessions, so don't even worry.
you know,
So,
Tanya, I enjoy working. I've always wanted to be that woman or that mom that did it all. I could
oh
work,
yeah.
and take care of the kids and take care of the homes. And
Mm-hmm.
hats off, and I commend all the women that do it. However, when
Yeah.
I came back to Nassau, I was not working. I had these two young kids and
Yeah.
wanted to be present and be a mom. And I wanted to be involved in every single aspect of their life. I felt like I didn't want to miss a beat of it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I was a stay-at-home mom, and I
Mm-hmm.
thoroughly enjoyed it. I do not have any regrets about it.
Mm-hmm.
Being a mom as a full-time job, nonstop.
Whew. I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you said that, and I automatically became. I
Whew.
felt that.
You have to sit back and take
It's right. It's
yeah,
full, full,
yeah,
full, full, full time.
yeah.
Like
But
you can always find something to do. It's always something to do, and there's never a dull moment.
never a dull moment.
Yeah.
I do remember at one time being at a dinner party, and I was with a group of women, all
Hmm.
professional women, and they just kind of went around the table, and who you are comes with what you do, almost.
Hmm.
So they said, oh, she's this and she's that, and then it got to me, and it was like, oh, well, she does,
Yeah.
and it was almost like a little bit of of mom shaming.
Shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'm not defined by my job or by that little tag on my thing. I am just
Yeah.
work, and I'm a mom. It's and I that honestly, I've had a complex about that for years about it.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
my boys remind me every single day um,
Yeah.
the importance of this job. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every day. Um, and for moms out there, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, part-time, full-time, whatever time, when someone asks you, what do you do? Tell them you're doing your best.
Yes,
Because,
I
I
like.
mean, right? We're not doing that in 2021. We're not mom shaming. That's,
Oh,
yeah, no, we're not doing that. But I get it. And I feel like, we like in this pandemic, I feel like we've held it together,
yeah,
even for the men, because everybody at some point, um, and for different durations, we were home. So who are the homemakers? Even if you're not a full time mom, and you had to be locked when we were locked down, this is where you were, and moms just make everything happen. Like we're the glue.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, no. So but I applaud you because you have amazing boys. They're so talented, even though they are two opposite ends of the spectrum. You have absolutely done it.
Thank you.
And something else that we've watched evolve has been Welcome Home, your Welcome Home brand. I mean, for in my opinion, it's just so organic that it's evolved into what it is now. In fact, I remember seeing it pop up on social media, and the first video was exactly that. You were at home
I was at home.
showing people, yeah, showing people like, look, this is what you can do, this is what's
Bring
possible,
your
and start with what you have.
start with what you have. I
Mhm.
always say work with what you have at home because sometimes everything you need is right there, and you don't necessarily.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of shifting and changing things around and putting something in a different place. But
yeah,
yeah,
I agree. So if you're just now joining us, I'm here with my guest, Darel Clayton. She is a fashionista, a wife, a boy mom. She's a world traveler, or should we call you a global citizen?
I'll take it all.
Right? She is Ella's daughter. And now she is a home decor stylist. So welcome again, Darel. Tell us a little bit, or tell us a lot about Welcome Home, or Bluestone Home.
Yes, yes, yes. Home Tanya started as you know, and I shared it with you. You were one of the first people that I said, Tanya, I have this idea and I want to give it a run. And home started 9 months ago through
Hmm.
COVID. I am here at home in my element, my favorite place to be. And I shifted,
Yeah,
changed, redecorated, organized. And I said, we're all here stuck at home. And I said,
yeah,
how can and I had a lovely experience of being home. How can I come into people's home and share with them all of this that I like to do, which I,
yeah,
and, and making their home that place where you just, I mean, this home is just where you just go, I like being here. I like the way it looks. I want to decorate it and have it look, and everyone, yes, fabulously, in whatever budget and whatever
yeah.
genre you want it to be. And I did
Hmm.
my research and I looked, you know what, I'm like, we have great home stores and great places that we can go, but there's no one that is the voice of home that's telling you how to.
Right.
that's giving you instructions on it or saying,
Yeah.
yes, try this differently. So I wanted to somewhat invite myself into the homes of everyone here and said, give it a try with me and let's decorate. Let's make your home look absolutely stylish and try these great tips and things as well.
Hmm. And so far, I'm sure you've had a ton of experiences with women who, have thought, I would love for Darel to just come in, see what I have, add or subtract to my current environment, and just do what you do best. I'm
I,
sure you've had tons of women.
I have. There are some women like, listen,
Mhm.
I'm a lawyer and I'm
Yeah.
a doctor. I do this and this is what I do best. Decorating and that other stuff, it's not me. Could you just come and just make it look right?
Wow.
And
Uh-huh.
I could appreciate that, and as my dad says, I do what I do and I do it well and I like it. And so if there's someone else
That's
who's
it.
better than me, and as I tell people, so that is what I'm here for. I've done
Hmm.
quick changeover with homes. Someone says, listen, my in-laws are coming to visit. They were here 3 years ago and my house looks exactly the same. Please come in and change it up for me and make it
Yeah.
look nice. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even think about that your house looks the same. But you know what? I mean, you know, my husband, he will tell you, Tanya, just there are pumpkins everywhere.
Mhm. Yeah.
Or like, or if I smell another pumpkin candle. But
Yeah.
this is where we are. And even though things are open, I feel like we still spend more time home, just because we're in a pandemic and we don't want to be, always up and about, because then you have more exposure to the virus. But yes, we've began moving out and resuming life as, or to some degree of normalcy, but I still feel like we spend more time home. And I feel like you've created something, and I definitely think that you're onto something, and it's going to evolve and lead to so many other things.
Thank you. Thank you. I must say I enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. And I said I kind of had to open up my home uh,
Hmm.
and kind of welcome people into my home for them to welcome me into theirs. So hence a lot
Yes.
of the photography and shooting and everything is done here. This is home. This is how I live. This is my comfortable space, just in how your home is your comfortable space.
Yeah,
And what
absolutely.
was so incredibly good, what fell upon me, was my partnership with the Bluestone Home. They have
Hmm.
products, and I kind of have the story and the service of it. And they're like,
Right.
this is like the
This is perfect.
perfect. So
Yeah.
love Bluestone Home products. They are fabulous and good quality. They are so stylish and fit just about in anyone's home, and I really, really like it. And that was another reason why I
Yeah.
said these are things that I would use to put in my home as well, and I would put it in someone else's. If I don't have it in my home, like these things are all Bluestone Home, I wouldn't put it
Yeah.
in. But I love their product.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because, another point I just thought of is that, there are fashion blogs, there are food blogs, there's so many other things that we could talk about, or there are so many other things present, but we never talk about home,
No,
especially locally, right? I
locally,
don't feel like there's a presence.
looked and I'm like, there is no voice or face of
Hmm.
home,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
said, so I'm going to give it a try. Someone said to me a very important set of words. He said, Darel, sometimes you have to be the influencer and not just be
Hmm.
influenced. And I'm going to
Correct.
say who it was. That was Mr. Ethan Quant. He is such
I tell you, he's a wise man.
a that resonated with me. He says, because I am influenced by so many things.
Oh yeah,
I was
and inspired too.
and inspired, and I was
Hmm.
afraid to test the waters a little bit. This
Yeah.
is my comfort zone on a great scale because I'm so
Hmm.
incredibly private and I like to be behind the scenes. And
Yes.
influenced, by other
Yeah.
things, Darel,
Mm-hmm.
now it's time for you to be the influencer. So step out of your comfort zone. And I said, you know what?
Yeah.
I think I'm I think I'm gonna take that on. So
Yeah. Yeah. There's a quote that says, a comfort zone is a great place, but nothing ever grows there.
no.
And oh my gosh, I live by that. Like nothing ever grows there. So you're just gonna hang out there. I mean,
Yep.
it's not gonna produce anything.
Comfortable. It's comfortable to just sit and
It
kind
is.
of
It's comfy and
get
cozy,
up
but
and take that step and say I'm gonna do it. It takes a lot.
yeah,
A lot.
yeah. So I feel like this is a full circle moment because you've told us about, leaving school and going off to college, then getting whisked away and getting married and then whisked away to a foreign country and living there and immersing yourself in the culture or cultures. And then coming back home or having your boys and then coming back home and settling here. And then, years later, making sure they're good, obviously, making sure home is great for everyone. And then you decide, I'm going to create a brand or I'm going to create something because I don't see it here.
And so
So,
that was
tell, uh-huh.
authentically me as well because
Hmm.
as I've come into it, my friends like this has always been you. This is what you do.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Anybody who knows you
and right,
knows that.
decorated so many of my friends' homes. I
Hmm.
moved, Tanya, honestly,
Hmm.
over 10 to 12 times. Honestly,
Wow.
I've my friends say, "Where are you living now?" Because um,
Wow.
all of that, I think, kind of groomed and pushed me to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing how, you know, things prepare, one step prepares you for the next,
So the
and
next.
so on and so forth. And so my question was going to be to tie in with our topic, how do you balance it all?
Oh my gosh.
If balance is even a thing, I should have said, how do you create harmony?
I honestly list and scheduling. I
Hmm.
write everything down. And
Oh my goodness.
I do. Wish I
Yeah.
was one of these savvy persons where I could just look at my phone and
Hmm.
but I have to visually see it written down. And I think writing it.
There's something about writing things down.
So I have my list of 100 things that I need to do. And then I have the
Yeah.
list of 1,000 things
Hmm.
to do for them. And it's and scheduling everything out. But most importantly,
Hmm.
some time to step back away from
Yeah.
at home, the fourth child in all of this that I've got to schedule,
Right.
uh,
Right.
which I didn't have before. My hands were full with just kids and family and home, and now
Yeah.
home. Oh my gosh, that's just over the top now.
Yeah.
But I write it down. I keep a schedule. I keep
Hmm.
I follow that. Everyone follows a routine in this house, and
Yeah.
I think importantly, just finding some time to sit back and just be and just be.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
And resting.
and resting. Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
bed at 8:30. You know this. 8:30, lights out, TV off. I'm in bed. You don't have to go to bed, but I'm in bed
Right.
at 30.
Yeah.
Taking
Yeah.
care of yourself, health and
Hmm.
wealth. You cannot do this if you're not taking care of yourself
Yeah.
holistically. And
Yeah.
I
You can't pour from an empty cup.
know, and that's very
Hmm.
important to me. Very important.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. That is great advice for the moms that are listening, because sometimes society has a tendency to tell you, go, go, go. You can sleep when you die, like those sorts of things. And it's like, no, actually, I'm gonna need to take care of myself.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah, because otherwise you're no good to anyone.
anybody. Yeah, and I feel it. I know when I'm off balance. You can feel the chaoticness that comes about when
Yeah.
something is not going the way I planned it to go. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. And finally, my final question for you is, what will you never take for granted again?
Oh wow, I have to think about that, Tanya. What will I never? I've never been asked that question before.
No? Oh, wow. So that's a good question then.
What will I never take for granted again?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I will never take for granted again family time. And by that, having being in the midst of it, having gone through COVID, I'm still going through, but in the midst of it, I will never take for granted being with family and friends because
Yeah.
that time in which you had to be just by yourself and not have that interaction and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will not ever take for granted again not celebrating a moment like a birthday.
Oh, isn't that something?
Yes, yes.
Because it can be taken from you. Like we were locked down, you couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't that something?
Celebrated
No planes flying,
birthday, and I had
no
all
nothing.
plans of what I was going to do for his birthday. This was a
Mm-hmm.
big bang a lang birthday, and guess what?
Yeah,
Nothing,
nothing.
nothing. So moments
Wow.
like that, celebrating birthdays, special occasions,
Mm-hmm.
I will not take those for granted again.
Yeah, it's definitely worth celebrating, even if you just do a little something.
Yes,
Even if it's with your true few, you cannot take that time for granted anymore.
yes, yes. That's a great question. I
Awesome.
like that. I like.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We try over here at Let's Chat with Tanya. Like we try to create engaging comment and good conversation.
But I have to tell
But
the story too, Tanya, and you know it.
uh-huh.
Um, I went. It was about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to take
Mm-hmm.
the chance to do it. And I'm like, oh, I was sitting comfortable, and I said 2 o'clock in the morning, and I watched a session of Let's Chat, and I watched
Oh,
of what you're doing and read your thing, how you did this, and you did this over COVID, and you just started talking, and it just evolved. And I'm like,
yeah.
I think I can do that. I think I want to give
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
And it's written in my book, which I still have. You and I met for
Mm-hmm.
breakfast that morning, and I showed it.
Yes.
This is the day. And the very next day, I
Mm-hmm.
posted my first video after I
I
went.
remember.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. And I think you tagged me in it as well.
I did. I did.
Yes.
You were the motivation. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh. No,
yeah.
I love to hear those kinds of stories.
You and Mr. Addis. Mr. Addis, I posted the video at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
Mr. Addis Tyler, my phone went ding, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" And he's,
Uh-huh.
"This is amazing." He says, "I like this." I'm like, "Seriously, you're the first person that ever liked what." And he has been incredibly generous and kind.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you and Mr. Addis and Mr. Ethan, it's a whole umbrella of family of people and friends that have been
Yeah.
so supportive, Tanya, that I
Yeah.
can't thank you enough. I really, really
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Well, I'm happy I was able to inspire you to do,
yeah.
to do something because I remember telling my husband about this crazy idea I had. And I'm like, I think I'm going to talk to women. I think
Yes,
I'm going to go live. And he was like, you should do it.
yes.
And he's not short on words. He
No.
would say, I don't know if that's a good idea. But his response was, I think you should do it. you know and he said, okay, so if you're going to do that, then we kind of need to brand it, like,
Yeah.
that's his thing. But in terms of the concept and all that stuff, I feel like for everybody, the pandemic proved different things. So it either gave people a chance to rest and reset, or it kind of pushed you out of your comfort zone, and you learned certain things, or you started to do certain things that you haven't done before. And that's definitely, like, whatever direction it pushed you in, it's definitely not a bad thing.
It gave everyone
So
a
mhm,
great group. And I will
for
I
sure.
if this didn't happen, I if the
Hmm.
pandemic didn't happen, I don't think home would have happened. I would have just been
Right.
on with my list of things that I have to do for the children and the routine in
Yeah.
this. This kind of
Yeah.
shifted and bumped me a little bit to say, you can do this. So I
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, and I love it. I love the videos, the photos, the pop-ups are the best.
Yes, I love the pop-ups. Oh my God.
Oh, we love them.
I do. My goal eventually is to uh, be like Chip and Joanna Gaines. I have to have an aspiration to something. I must say that. I would love to
Hmm.
have a store of home with Bluestone Home
Hmm.
products or
Yeah,
Bluestone, and go from there. I really
yeah.
want.
No, you can absolutely do it.
Yeah.
You can do anything, literally.
But
You
you
just
know,
have to do the work.
yes, the work.
Hmm.
I tell this. Please tell this to my children when they walk through the door. Because he's like, I have to do this every day, Mom. I'm like, every day, Andreas.
Every day,
If you
every
put
day.
work into it, you can do it. It will get done.
Yeah. Yeah, you literally just have to do the work, and whatever that looks like, right? Even if it's, you know, for me, I'm some nights, um after the kids go to bed, I'm up, I don't know, from maybe, or I still obviously stay up from like 10 p.m. to maybe 3 a.m. I'm working. um when I get tired of that, I say to my husband, okay, so I'm going to need to do 2 half days. That means I either go in the morning or the afternoon, 2 days out of the week, because, you don't want to be a night owl all the time.
Yeah.
For you, it might be like, okay, I'm up from 5 a.m. I get the kids ready for school. I facilitate that. They're dropped off. I work between, I don't know, 9 a.m. to 2, and then when they come home, it's mom time, and I'm in bed by 8:30. And sometimes, that's what it requires. Like,
Mhm.
it looks different for everyone,
Everybody.
but you can't escape the work.
No,
You
absolutely.
have to do the work.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have.
So your tips for balancing it all, I feel like they're spot on, because some moms feel like they have to do it all and do it now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's okay to say no. I didn't learn that word until very. I was such a pleaser, and I
Yeah.
say no now. I just like I say it even in different languages. So if you didn't hear the first
Tell us, tell us what those different languages are, or say it in different languages for us.
my favorite one is in Dutch. It's nee, and it's like
Right.
nee. It's absolutely not. I'm not doing it. No, or niet. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh goodness. I said if you didn't hear me the first time, I'll say it in a different language for you. No is no is no.
No, people pleasing is a thing. And I don't think we realize it, that there are things that we want to say no to, and we just simply, we're so used to pleasing people. We're so used to being, we want to be nice. Sometimes being nice is saying no. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to, say, I'm going to have to deny that request, or whatever way that you put it. But, I totally agree with you. Tell us, Darel, where we can find Welcome Home by Darel, and where we can find the Bluestone Home.
Okay, I am on Instagram. Welcome home, Darel. Welcome home underscore Darel 19. Why am I forgetting my own birthdays? Because I lie about it.
It's okay.
Welcome home underscore Darel 1970, and that's because I want to say my age.
It's
I
okay. You are fab, okay? Nobody even, you don't even look your age.
oh my goodness, not today.
Hmm.
And the
Not today.
home is also on Instagram and Facebook. Yes,
Okay.
we are working
Awesome.
feverishly on the web page or the website of the
Hmm.
home and getting all of
Yeah.
the products uploaded to make it an easier shopping experience for our customers. But
Yes.
we appreciate them going through Instagram. In about another month or so, we should have the Blue
Hmm.
Home website up for you to shop readily and easily. But all I say, call me and I
Uh-huh.
can shop with you and we can go through and I can help you decorate your home online readily and easily.
Yes, amazing. And that website, and hopefully another pop-up event or two will be just in time for the holidays,
Oh, we
because I don't think I can get through the holidays without a pop-up event. Okay, you've already started us on this foot, and
did.
you have to continue.
I'm going to let you know early. We plan to have one, I think, the weekend of October 23rd, and one for Christmas. October for that fall festive feeling, and then Christmas,
Yes,
my favorite time of the year. But two pop-ups,
yeah,
one in October, one in
yes.
November. Please save the date of it. They're going to be so,
Ah, consider it done. It's
yes.
saved.
I hope I see
I.
you.
You hope you see me.
I know.
You hope you see me. Okay. I mean, girl, listen.
Oh,
You're gonna see me. You probably even can see my husband, because now he has a whole studio to, like,
oh, fabulous, fabulous. And if I could just say,
Yes,
it was so beautifully done. I wonder who did that.
yes.
With a little bit
I
help.
wonder who did that.
I want
Ladies and gentlemen, Darel Clayton totally outfitted Frame Studios. Oh my goodness. She totally transformed it. Of course, it was great. It's a great space, but
to
she totally I love it. I
I
love it. It's
it was
so
intimidating
amazing.
at first working with, because when you're working with an artist who has this eye for detail and precision, I'm like, oh my God, biting my nail.
Yeah.
But what I like, I could go to work at Frame any day of the week. It
Any day.
Sherrod and Kendrick and Manny created a space that this is where we are most of our time. So they
Yes,
make the most comfortable space to be in. I
for
oh,
sure.
it's fantastic.
Yeah. No, you guys did a fantastic job. Fantastic. Oh my goodness.
When I went to the
So definitely
saw the car inside the studio, I'm like, okay,
at the event, that was it. That was
oh,
it for you.
that was it.
No, I agree. We love to see it. I love everything that you did about that. And that's a testament, I feel like, to your work, because that's a studio.
Yes,
That's not necessarily a home. And
my
so if
studio.
you could transform that space.
I was a bit challenged, easily challenged, I should say, because um,
Hmm.
it just everything fell into place. But that was actually
Yeah.
my first studio space doing it, and I
Wow.
appreciate,
Amazing. And now you can see you did one.
yes, for the experience and the opportunity. I really do.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, it was so good having you. We will definitely see you at the Bluestone pop-ups. Obviously on Bluestone Home, the Instagram pages, as well as the Welcome Home page. We're so excited that you decided to join us, and we will see you soon. And we'll see everybody on the next edition of Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn.
Thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure, Tanya, and I love chatting with you, be it on Let's Chat or whatever we do meet. And this has been a wonderful experience. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye
Bye.
bye.